A boy named Mitch shared a terrifying story from Reddit. He said that when he was in his last semester of college, when he was hit by a 198-pound, heavier American football player, causing him to fall unconscious on the ground. During his period of unconsciousness, Mitch had a very frightening dream, something that would haunt him for the rest of his life. His dream was so vivid and terrifying that, when he finally woke up, his mind could not fully process what he had witnessed.
Within that dream, I met a wonderful young woman who made my heart beat faster and my face flush. I courted her for months, rejecting some idiotic boyfriends before finally winning her over. After 2 years, we got married, and she almost immediately gave me a daughter. I had a great job, and my wife didn't need to work outside the home. When my daughter was 2 years old, my wife gave me a son. My son was the joy of my life. I would go into his room every morning before going to work and spoil him, just as I did with my daughter. One day, while sitting on the couch, I noticed that the perspective of the lamp was strange, as if inverted. It was still in 3D, but just wrong. It was a square, red lamp base with golden details on 4 legs and a square white shade. I was mesmerized, unable to look away. I spent the entire night staring at it. The next morning, I didn't go to work. Something was wrong with that lamp. I stopped eating, only getting up to go to the bathroom at first. Soon I stopped that too, as I wasn't eating or drinking. I stared at the damn lamp for 3 days before my wife became really worried. She called someone to try to talk to me, but by then my consciousness was disintegrating and my wife was desperate. She took the children to her mother's house just before I had my epiphany. The lamp is not real. The house is not real. My wife, my children, none of this is real. The last 10 years of my life are not goddamn real. The lamp started to grow wider and deeper, still with inverted dimensions, occupying my entire perspective, and all I could see was red. I heard voices, screams, all kinds of strange noises, and I felt the pain. An enormous amount of pain. The first words I said were, "I'm losing teeth," and I opened my eyes. I was lying on my back on the sidewalk surrounded by people I didn't know. Many were frightened. I was completely confused. At some point, a police officer lifted me up, dragged me through the curb and the grass, and threw me face first into the back of a patrol car. I was still confused. I was taken to the hospital by the police officer. It seems he didn't want to wait for the ambulance to arrive, and had CT scans and the like. I went through about 3 years of a horrible depression. I was mourning the loss of my wife and children and dealing with the knowledge that they never existed. I was afraid of going crazy because I cried myself to sleep, hoping to see her in my dreams. I never did, but sometimes I see my son, usually just a glimpse from the corner of my eye. He is perpetually 5 years old, and I can never hear what he says.